The holidays are going to be here before we know it, so it is time to start booking your travel. It might even be too late if you haven't done it yet because the prices, they are going up fast. Dana Backus shows how many Americans are saying they're going to have to rethink their plans this holiday.
Ricky Gamino is visiting Southern California and says inflation has him planning trips carefully.
Really planning ahead and maybe picking more affordable destinations, and finding the cheaper way to do things.
Many Americans are doing the same. A new report from Bankrate finds nearly 80% of people are changing their holiday travel plans because of rising costs. 26% say they will travel for fewer days, and 25% are selecting less expensive accommodations.
In the past, I would normally just rent a hotel while I was visiting, but this time I mixed it up, and so I'm staying with friends a couple nights.
Bankrate's Ted Rossman says it can also help to change the dates you travel.
Think about your timing. For Thanksgiving, for instance, a lot of people travel on Wednesday and Sunday. If you could think about maybe going a few days early or maybe staying a few extra days on the back end, that kind of zigging when others zag can save you some money and reduce the crowds.
Many people will skip the airport to save money. About 1 in 4 plan to drive instead of fly.
As high as gas prices are, airline fares have gone up tremendously as well.
Experts say no matter how you are getting to your destination, it's important to plan now.
Believe it or not, it's already getting kind of late in the game for holiday travel bookings. So I would say book as soon as you can, especially for flights. That's where we're seeing the biggest increases.
22% of holiday travelers plan to pay with reward points, which can help ease the pain of high prices.
Okay, with prices going up, we wanted to bring in our travel advisor, Ginny, with Cruise Planners. She's answering all of your questions. You can text them right to us. That number is 336-379-5775. I'll get the text right here on my phone, and I can ask her for you in real time. So one of the things we were talking about as a way to find cheaper routes earlier was these escorted tours in groups. Why is that a good option?
So escorted tours actually can give you several options, and when people have to think about every single piece of a trip, I hear so many times that people go, oh, I paid X amount for my vacation and came home and spent just as much on miscellaneous things. Whereas an escorted tour is going to combine all those pieces, your air, your hotel, your resort, your cruise, transportation, sometimes food, all those things. So that's really a good value, and your travel professionals can actually pull contracted rates and really just bundle that all together for you.
How do you know you're going to get a good experience, though, and not something just totally lame?
So again, it is very important that you work with someone who knows and is familiar with the companies. These companies are rated, and there are some that are, for really every single budget that we work with, every single budget, every single group size. Some of the things that I will hear people say, and the one that I love the most is, I don't want to be with 50 other strangers jammed on a bus. Exactly. So, especially when you're thinking about traveling with your family, which a lot of people these days are, we have escorted groups that could be as little as 8 people. That might just be your family. So your own private guides and all those pieces and parts.
What are the kinds of people like on average that go on these groups? Because I'm always worried that they're not going to be like me, we're not going to have anything in common.
So again, that's where your travel professional comes in. We want to make sure that, and we know these companies, which company fits your style. So it's great to have that conversation going through, find some that are, we even have some that are maybe all singles or maybe all families, same age ranges. Those types of things. So we look for commonalities and things that you want to make sure that you fit in with the group that's going.
So we're already starting to get in some questions about holiday travel. One thing someone wanted to know is, can travel advisors plan trips for a group of people using different airports to get to the same place?
Oh, absolutely. And that's exactly, one of the perfect reasons to use a travel professional, because we coordinate all those. I like to tell the story. I did a destination wedding for a bride several years ago. It was 197 people coming from 43 states.
Wow.
And had them all land within about an hour of each other.
How did you not pull out your hair on that one?
Oh, I did.
So What about booking holiday travel? Is it too late to get a good deal, or are there still deals out there?
Deals are very hard to come by. And part of that is because things are just booked. I tell people that you really need to look in advance. The demand we've talked about for months now, and the demand is through the roof. So a lot of places are booked. And then the ones that do have availability, they kind of got you over a barrel. They realize that you need something, so they're going to charge you for it.
When in the future, like maybe next year, how far in advance do you want to book holiday travel?
So depending on what type of travel, I say if you're looking for next Christmas, it's not too early to start looking now.
Wow.
Yeah. Today, I actually booked a family vacation for August of 2024.
Okay. Well, we're getting a lot of questions too about specific places. When's the best time of year to see Alaska?
Alaska, actually, depending on whether you want, well, the best time overall is between mid-May and mid-September. And that's really whether you want a cruise vacation or a land vacation. So again, we have to customize that and figure, do you want to see the glaciers? Do you want to see the interior? What do you want? But really mid-May to mid-September. And because it is such a short season, it is very important that you book that in advance.
What about Europe, specifically Italy?
Again, depending on the area in Italy. If you are looking Florence, that area up Venice, we pretty much can look year round. But if you want to come down further to the south, really, again, summer months, and part of that is just due to they're smaller cities, they're smaller towns, and they work on tourism. So you want to look at probably no later than a mid-October.
Okay, well, we're going to keep the questions rolling right after this break. We'll be right back. Keep texting them in.